Hello, hi, good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time of the day it may be when you watch this video. Greetings from me. I don't look too good right now. I don't feel too great either. But I want everyone to ignore my appearance, because that is not what this video is about. This video is about raising awareness. This video is about being transparent and honest about things that are happening. And I want you to ignore everything. My background is a mess. My clothing rack, my closet is wide open. My hair is a mess. It don't matter, okay? Today's day is October 1st. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I am tired. I am tired, y'all. I am tired for so many reasons. I just want to be very honest about what happens at a HBCU. Not all HBCUs. I'm speaking from my experience at this specific HBCU that I go to. And I just want to be honest about everything that pertains to schooling at a Black university, historically Black. I just want to start with the fact of how disappointed I am at the lack of professionalism, organization, communication. Let's start with financial aid. It is October 1st. School started August 20th. Why do I still not have financial aid? Why do I still not have all the documentation that I needed to upload in order to receive financial aid from the government has been uploaded for about a month now? I get online on my laptop to check to see if the documents are in transit. Is anybody looking at them? Mind you, I'm checking this every day because I need this. They haven't even been acknowledged by the university yet. And mind you, I turned it in. Let's say I turned it in September 1st. I'm sorry. Let's say I turned my documentation in September 1st. The second after I turned my documentation in, I went to the financial aid office and was like, okay, I turned in all my documents. Can you at least just verify with me that you have received them? I understand if they need to be processed, they need to be looked at, but can you at least let me know that you received them? The lady received it. Okay, great. You got my documents. We can now move on, Still hasn't even opened it. Why have y'all not looked at my documents? Do y'all not realize that the position that you're in is so that students can go to school, receive an education, and make something out of themselves? If you don't want to do your job, if it's something bigger going on, communicate that. Be honest, be transparent. Tell kids that, hey, right now we're waiting on this, that, and the other. Be integral, really, honestly. Just have some integrity and realize that we are in school to create something, and this is bigger than you, me, not want to do this is education. This is the future. This is so important. And I feel like they just hanging us out to dry. Let's talk about housing. There's almost no housing. There's housing, but the new housing that they just built on campus is a construction zone. Kids can't halfway sleep at night because it's people outside working in the fields and doing this, that, and the other, trying to get these buildings up. Ceilings is falling in. People's rooms are flooding with water because you weren't ready. You said that, they said, and they being the university said that these apartment complexes will be ready by the time that this school year started. It's October 1st and kids are still sleeping in construction zones, on top of the fact that at the beginning of the school year, students were sleeping in the rec. Yeah, the student rec. Because those apartments weren't ready. So y'all allowed people to bring their children from the comfort of their homes and their families and their routine and into this university. People are trusting you with their most prized possession, their children, and y'all are treating them as if it don't matter. The transition needs to be smooth because people are coming from far and wide. There's people from California, New York, Chicago, Denver, Kansas City, all sorts of places coming to this school in the far south. And you got them sleeping in the student rec. And it's October 1st, and I have talked to many students, many different types of students. I've talked to athletes. I've talked to regular full-time students. I've talked to part-time students. I've talked to every end of the spectrum. Nobody has financial aid. Nobody has heard anything back from the financial aid office about getting financial aid for school. Do you realize that we are 2 months into school and students still don't have books because they don't have financial aid to buy and purchase books so that they can study for the classes that you want us to study for? The classes that we're here for? We're here for school and we can't even be students because we're not getting the funding that we need in order to be successful students. This is a fucking outrage. It's an outrage, excuse my French, but I am in an uproar about this. I'm truly just... So, before I even came here, my mom, she was like, oh, I'm so excited about you going there, you know. She was just very excited for me. She gets online, does some research. She was like, this school's graduation rate is really low and their retention rate is really high. She's like, I mean, I just don't have the best feeling about this. I'm like, oh, it's fine, you know. I said whatever I said, but now that I'm here and I'm really getting to experience this for myself, I just feel played. I feel played and I feel like nobody cares. Can y'all at least tell me why it is October 1st and I have no financial aid? I use that money for schooling as well as the things necessary for me to be able to be here. I have to have somewhere to live. I have to be able to eat. I have to be able to do everything, everyday life stuff. I'm a transfer, so I'm speaking from a different experience. I come from a PWI. And at this point in the semester, I would have my financial aid. I would have had everything. Is there something bigger going on? Is the government not wanting to fund HBCUs? What's really going on? Because I feel like the problem is so much bigger than, you know, just, I don't feel like these people just don't want to give us the money or don't want to help us. It's something going on. And that's okay. I realize that. All I ask is that you be honest. Like, just be honest about what's going on. If it's some sort of government issue and some sort of miscommunication, whatever it is, just be honest, because keeping us in the dark is not helping anyone. And I am tired from housing to financial aid to what else is wrong, child? How about this? Last Saturday, because I have a Saturday class, Lord, that's what happens when you transfer and you got to get classes when you can get them. I have a Saturday morning class at 9 a.m. This past Saturday, we was supposed to take our first exam, which I couldn't even study for the exam because I don't have my financial aid to buy the book. So I was just going to show up for the exam, do the best that I could with the information that I received in class. Okay, so class starts at 9. 9 comes. 9:15 comes. 9:20 comes, still no professor. No professor. No email, no sign on the door, no text, no call, no. So I'm like, well, hey, I gotta work after this test. Like, I'm not about to sit up. It's Saturday. I need to get to work after this. So either this professor gonna show up at some point, or I'm bouncing. Like, I'm not about to sit up, But I'll try to be patient because it's an exam day, and let's say the teacher rolls in at 9:25 and I'm gone, then it's like, well, now I can't take my test, and then I lose those points. So that's not smart. So I'm like, this teacher got to 9:30. If you're not here by 9:30, you've already disrespected my time by being 30 minutes late and not saying nothing. On top of the fact that 3 days ago or 2 days ago, which will be Thursday, he sent out an email saying, you have to be on time to the exam, and if you are late, you cannot take your exam, no exceptions. I've made it very clear this is what you'll need for the exam: a Scantron and 2 number 2 pencils. This is what you need. You have to be here on time. If you are late, you out of luck. So I saw to it that I was on my way to the exam by 8:30 because I'm like, I cannot be late. I cannot miss it. I have to go. No teacher for half an hour. I'm out of here. Like, I'm not sitting here any longer. It's Monday. I still don't know what happened to that teacher. I don't even know if we have class this upcoming Saturday, because that's how poor the communication is at this university. The teacher communication is awful. So much is wrong. And it's really disappointing, and I'm not doing this to like bash, but I'm doing this to raise awareness to the fact that this is not okay. And my hope is that someone will hear this, see this, and do something, because I don't know how many, y'all, it's so many kids that feel just like me and feel just like, what is going on? Like, I need this in order to survive at this school, and I'm not getting it. Why? I just would say that if you're planning on going to any school, make sure you do a lot of research on the university, their systems, the systems that they use. So at my school, we got something called, at my last school, we had Canvas, which is a type of system where, kind of like Blackboard, you can get assignments, turn in assignments on it, see upcoming due dates, see, like calendars, whatever. Ours is called e-course. So we supposed to take a quiz for one of my science classes. E-course don't work. Why don't e-course work? Okay, I understand sometimes systems malfunction, E-course ain't worked in the last 4 days. I have tests due. I have quizzes to do. What's going on, e-course? E-course don't work. The plumbing and the housing don't work. The financial aid office don't work. And then you can't get nobody on the phone. You can't get a hold of nobody to try to talk about this stuff. You call, it just ring, hang up on you. You like, let me call back. Call back, ring. Or it just give you a runaround. Pre-recorded audio. If you need to speak to financial aid office, press 1. You press it. Okay, the financial aid offices are open from this time to this time. Okay, can I talk to a customer service rep? Can I get somebody on the phone? Can I get an answer? I live 11 hours away from my university. This summer, I was trying to get things figured out before I got here. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to call the financial aid office and, get my ducks in a row before I make this move. This is the summer before I got here. I'm calling. Can't get nobody on the phone. Ever. I could never get anybody on the phone. I live 11 hours away. So I got sick of that. So I'm like, before school started, like 2 weeks before school started, I drove down here. Me and my best friend drove down here 11 hours so that I could see somebody to, get stuff figured out so I can go to school. I'm just trying to go to school. I'm just trying to do better. I'm trying to go to school. Drove 11 hours down here. I get to the offices. Nobody's in the office. Nobody's in any of their offices. I literally almost had a emotional breakdown on that trip because nobody was in the offices. I couldn't get enrolled in classes. I couldn't see my counselor because it was like, oh, she might be out on lunch. It's 2:00. Lunch is over. A lunch is 11 to 1:30. Why are you not in your office? Man, ain't nobody in there. When I tell y'all, it was like nobody in any of the offices. It was like a desert around this place. And this is like a regular Tuesday. Why are y'all not where y'all need to be so that when people call up here and turn in stuff, y'all answering the phone so we can go to school? We can get things figured out. Ain't nobody showing up in the offices. I mean, this place is a complete mess. And it's so disappointing. And I just feel like the only students whose tuition is probably paid for right now is student athletes on full ride scholarships. Full ride, not minimal, because I'm a student athlete on a scholarship. But if you have a full ride scholarship, then you don't have a care in the world. Students on full ride scholarships and students with rich parents and grandparents that pay their tuition in full. All the rest of us, which probably makes up about the other 70% of us, are stressed out, tired, broke, hungry, sleepy, losing sleep at night, losing hair. I want compensation. At this point, all of us deserve free tuition because it's October 1st. It ain't no answers as to when our money is coming, where it's at, what's happening with it, why it's going down like this. Why it ain't no answers for nothing. So we all deserve free tuition. Give me free tuition. We either deserve free tuition, a scholarship, or at least an answer. Can you give me an answer? 30% of the student body has, things paid for, their tuition paid for. The other 70% is stressed out and tired. The graduation rate at this school is 36%, I think, roughly. 36% of the students that come through this university actually walk across that stage with a degree. 36%. That's a problem, okay? Because the other 64% of us, what are we to do? Quit? Is that what y'all want? Do y'all want us to quit? Do y'all want us to give up and quit on our dreams of being a college graduate at a historically black university? We didn't even used to be able to do this. Black people didn't even used to be able to go to school and get an education. And y'all want 64% of us to walk away from the opportunity because y'all raggedy? I'm tired. I am tired. But you know what? Everything that's happening to me, I don't know about y'all, but I know everything that's happening to me is happening for a divine purpose and that I'm going to be okay. But I've had it up to here with this university. I just want to go to school and make something out of myself. That's it. I don't want to have to deal with raggediness and just confusion, mess. I was not effectively communicating. How y'all want me to study for class if I can't buy no books? And I'm gonna leave it at that. Y'all have a blessed day.